Hi, John. My name is Phil Holland, and I've been with you for 31 years. And
Thank you,
enjoyed
Phil.
your ministry. And I just have one quick question that has been on my mind for quite some time. Both my wife and I live in Burbank. We have a lot of people from the Watchtower Society come to our door.
Right.
And I have such a great compassion for these people that I actually invite them in so we can talk and I can get a chance to share the gospel. And my question was, out of course, John's second epistle in verse 10, if anyone comes to you and does not bring this teaching, do not receive him into your house and do not give him the greeting. And then John goes on and on. How would you respond to that?
Well, we have to respond. A good question, Phil. We have to respond to that in its context, okay? In the period of the New Testament and after and before, there were itinerant teachers. Basically, people traveled around and taught and preached. They were dependent upon the care and the reception of people in the towns and villages where they went to receive them into their homes, to give them lodging, to give them food. That's the context here. What John is saying is, when an itinerant teacher comes to your town who is not faithful to the gospel, do not provide for him a home, a place of reception. That's the context here. It does not mean that you should not have a conversation with somebody with the objective of communicating the gospel to them. In fact, Jude tells us that we need to snatch people like brands from the burning without getting our own garments burned, or we need to reach down for people who are corrupted without staining our own garments. So you remember perhaps the best illustration of this, of course, on the positive side would be Jesus sending out the 70 in the New Testament and saying, wherever you go, where people receive you into their home, give peace to that home. Where they spurn you, shake the dust off your feet and go somewhere else. That's a picture of the itinerant preacher moving around the countryside, going from village to village. That's how they plied their trade. It still goes on to some degree in parts of the world today. But it would be the idea of a welcoming reception. If in the Jewish kind of social world, having a meal with someone was tantamount to acceptance of that someone, then that is exactly the way they viewed that, because that's why the leaders of Israel condemned Jesus. They said, he eats with sinners. And the Pharisees, you remember, wouldn't eat with anybody but a Pharisee. So the idea of opening your home, receiving somebody in, having a meal, giving them hospitality, caring for them, meeting their needs, which is aiding and abetting their enterprise, is exactly what it's talking about there. I don't think that it is specifically referring to the fact that we should not have a conversation with these people geared to communicating the truth to them. I think we should. Now, having said that, you have to be very, very careful that if you're going to engage yourself with a Jehovah's Witness or with a Mormon or any other person that comes along denying the truth, that you take the position of the offensive. It's very easy for them to twist and manipulate a new believer who can get tossed to and fro and carried about by every wind of doctrine. So someone as mature as yourself, I would say they have no idea what they just stepped into. And that's a good thing. So keep it up, Phil.